I know I need to size up with you, and when I defang the Viper, trust me, ain't gonna come from nowhere. Jeff, I already put you out. I don't even know why you're out here right now. Keep on talking. Hey, do me a favor. Why don't you act like this is an AA meeting and you shut your mouth while I'm sharing with the group? And Mustafa, you out here, a boy among men. And I'm gonna tell you what, you got lucky at the Rumble, so I know you're gonna come out here and run your mouth about how bad you are. But let me give you a little bit of a reality check. You see, Mustafa, you said that my eyes don't lie. Well, your eyes don't lie either, because last week, they were closed real tight when I put your simple ass to sleep. And AJ, hey man, be honest with me. How's our old girl Wendy doing?
Welcome back to the Collection Wrestling Podcast. It's me, Hafeez, and with me, as always, is Devin.
Yeah.
And Devin is just saying, this is the last day of Tribal Chief Week. Caught me completely off guard. So I just had to mention that here. I thought it was just Tribal Chief Day, but now I guess it's been Tribal Chief Week. So
it just turned out. I was just feeling good every day, man. Every day I was like, man, this is just a good feeling, man. Just Tribal Chief Day. Let's just keep it going. Keep it going.
Amen. Well, Tribal Chief Week has been the gift that keeps on giving when it comes to SummerSlam and then continue off into Raw and SmackDown. We have had an amazing week of wrestling when it comes to WWE just in general, just them specifically. They have had some crazy programming with Triple H at the helm, showing just we're seeing the changes. We're feeling his presence.
I am the captain now.
Yeah, exactly. We definitely had a lot of I am the captain now type moments on these shows. So that should just be like a segment, like on its own. The I am the captain now moments from
yeah, it is decided.
That is perfect. So and one of the things from SummerSlam that kind of carried over into Raw was the presence of Bayley, Dakota Kai, and Io Scott. So during Raw, basically we had in the beginning of Raw, you actually had Becky Lynch giving props to Bianca Belair, and then we see her in a sling. So obviously she has this injury, the shoulder injury that she's
separated shoulder. Yeah.
Yes, in the matchup, and so she's going to be out for a little bit. But she's basically in full face turn, man. Like the crowd was digging her, and she was giving props to Bianca and saying, "Hey, hold it down, I'll be back." But then Bianca comes out and she kind of pays it back to her, giving her props, but also saying, "Don't think I forgot what she did" and all that. So I like that it wasn't a complete wash, but she does have respect for Becky Lynch for pushing her the way that she has. But then cut to the back, and you see this new trio, this new faction led by Bayley, just jumping Becky Lynch, with the chair, attacking the arm, giving her the business.
I was like, damn.
Right. And so, from there, it leads off to there was another matchup. It was, who was it? Alexa Bliss and Asuka. And they were having a match that got interrupted by this trio again. And so Bianca comes out and she's done. She's had it. She's like, you know what? I don't care which one of you it is. I want a match with one of you tonight. And she's in street clothes. She's just like been chilling. She was not expecting to wrestle. They've just felt very spontaneous and like very fluid. There was something about it. I think this was definitely a I am the captain now moment from Triple H, where
there we go.
It's like, hey, I'm gonna take this faction and put them in the forefront from the jump, from the beginning. Give them these moments all throughout the show where they can have their presence felt, and then have Bianca, Bianca, who is in street clothes. Like, we're not expecting her to wrestle, but then she's gonna have a impromptu matchup right here with one of them.
Yeah, and she called him out. She wanted to fight.
and it was Io Sky, who basically has her debut match against Bianca on Raw. That is insane.
Oh my
that is
God.
insane. So, and they go out there and have this fire matchup. Now, it didn't completely end. I think it ended in a DQ.
DQ. Yep.
So ended in DQ, but man, they let those two go, and that was a theme throughout this whole show, and we'll get into that as well. But I just loved the fact that, again, you're feeling Triple H's presence in the sense of we're seeing just these three women who, this idea was rumored to have been a thing before, and now they're actually letting them do it. You have wrestlers like Dakota Kai and Sky on television being shown multiple times throughout the show. It was great. It was great. And then Io Sky being showcased like this, letting us see her talent on Raw. It was amazing.
Love her entrance.
Dude, yeah, seeing her entrance on the main roster. Oh man, it'll only be a matter of time, because one thing with this right now with these wrestlers from NXT coming up is that there's been a lot of time that's passed since we've seen them on NXT, and so the momentum is not completely there. But I love how they are mentioning things from NXT. Like she's a former champion. One of the best champions from NXT.
Yes,
like bringing stuff like that up.
Yes.
So I love that, and I think that once this crowd gets to know the wrestlers like Io and Dakota, that they're going to be like, oh yeah, this is they're going to have that respect for them, especially when hey, I can go on Peacock and see some of these old episodes to see, like, if I had never watched NXT, but I'm seeing them now, and it's like they keep talking about, oh, they did this in NXT, that in NXT. Maybe you go back and you watch a couple of these episodes.
NXT War Games 2020, I highly recommend that match. You get a good idea of who Io at the time, Shirai, is, because she went nuts.
Yeah, exactly. So just in general, how do you feel about how these three have been showcased so far, and just, I guess, the general direction of the women's division based off what we're seeing here?
I love it. They're getting like this superstar treatment. They're getting this, hey, pay attention, the spotlight, because they're getting told throughout the show. So we're getting like a beginning, a middle, and an end story. And that's what I love. And this is what I love about Triple H, because he truly tells stories, like fleshed out stories. Like, you about to understand, how strong this group is, how they don't give a fuck. And honestly, I get Shield vibes from this, man. And the only difference is you just have an established star, which is Bayley, because you already know she's the longest reigning SmackDown's Women's Champion. She would just never let you forget that. Period. Right. All right. So I think that is perfect for this, women's triangle offense right here. So yes. Oh, yes, triangle offense. Yes. Love it. So I am loving the way they're getting pushed, man. So shout out to Triple H, bro.
Yeah.
Shout out to Triple H. Papa.
Dude, man. Yeah, so it's exciting. It's exciting to think about the direction of where all this is going for this women's division. And it seems like there may be some six-man tag matches in the future for these two groups that are kind of forming, with Alexa Bliss and Asuka siding with Bianca in this whole fight during the matchup. I think it's going to be great to see them eventually go against the trio of Bayley, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky. That should be fun. Maybe they save that for Clash of the Castle, or they do it on Raw. Who knows?
Or
but
Survivor
either way,
Series, like a tradition.
Yeah, exactly. That totally makes sense.
By the way, shout out to Chris from our Facebook group, Car Street Community. He had put this post. It's a fan edit, but I thought that's what I want. So they did Survivor Series, but it was like Survivor Series at the bottom, War Games. And you see Bayley and her squad, and you see Belair and her squad. I'm like, oh yeah, that'd be fucking fire, man.
Yeah.
If Triple H could reintroduce War Games to the main roster, bro,
that'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. Put that on Survivor Series. Wow.
Woo.
Wow.
Give me that.
Yeah. That's dope, man. The future is bright, definitely. So now, also, speaking of the future is bright, we also had, as far as an amazing moment in this for me, was a video package highlighting the importance of the United States Championship. This is wild because for so long, the Intercontinental and the United States Championships felt like forgotten championships. It felt like, okay, sometimes whoever was champion is just like they're not going to be on television. You sometimes forget who's champion.
It's very sporadic.
Very sporadic. But here, again, on Triple H's watch, I am the captain now.
Hey,
he said,
look at me.
Right.
I am the captain now.
Right. No. Course correction. Immediately, we are going to highlight this championship as the important championship that is, and it's showing all the different people that's held the championship in the past. It was just beautiful seeing the whole thing put together. And now they did these 2 triple threat matches to decide who the number 1 contender was going to be for the championship. Unbelievable. And they had matches, like full on matches. Like, I don't have the timestamp in front of me, but it may have been a good 20 minutes or so for both of these triple threats, maybe 15 to 20, let's say.
I concur.
Like, it was a juicy amount of time that we had for both of these matches.
Right.
So it was wild to see. The whole time I'm just looking at my screen like, wow, really? Like we're actually doing this where we're looking at that championship and we're saying this is how important it is. We're gonna first of all show this video, then we're gonna have like a semi-tournament to decide the number 1 contender, to then have the match later on the next week on Raw.
Yes.
Just awesome way to put that together. And yes, both of the matches were fire. In the end, we had AJ Styles versus Ciampa. And oh my goodness. So we already said, based off of what happened on SummerSlam, that match was going to happen one way or another because they had that interaction. Right. So we called that. But I had no idea it was going to be for the number 1 contendership for the United States Championship. And for them to get an opportunity to have a solid match against each other, again, a juicy amount of time for them to have this matchup. And of all things to happen, Ciampa wins. Ciampa is your number 1 contender.
Yes.
What?
Loved it.
I am the captain now.
It is decided.
This man put his stamp on everything with that, because we all know how he feels about Ciampa. If you watch NXT, you know. If you saw Ciampa's last match at NXT, this man came out, Triple H came out and made sure that he showed Ciampa his respect. He had Ciampa take another bow at the end. It was just so a curtain call, basically.
Cool moment.
Yeah, it was cool, man. He's just like, no, you stay out there. You soak this in. And so for that man to show him that kind of love there at NXT, as soon as he took over, you knew Ciampa was good. We said it here. We said Ciampa's good. That's his son. Like, he's good.
Dude, and he's getting taken care of, bro.
Taken care of him immediately. And I don't know if you saw it, but on WWE.com,
I saw it.
They put,
I saw it.
They posted Ciampa's post-match interview where he mentioned being the greatest sports entertainer of all time, where he mentioned being the Black Heart. Like, we're talking NXT history. Commentators talking about, former NXT champion. He's not a new guy. He's not
like, he ain't no scrub. Hold on, bro. He is not no scrub. This is Tommaso Ciampa, psycho killer, bro. He's not fucking around. They had Papa H is taking care of him, bro. They had a fire match with AJ Styles. I love some of the sequences they was going through, especially when AJ went for the phenomenal forearm, and just perfect timing from Tommaso with the high knee. Just I caught you. I caught you. I was like, ooh, they teasing us right now, man, because it was a triple threat. I'm like, oh, I want to see these two now. Yeah. So they gave us a nice little sneak peek. So I appreciate that. And then Tommaso Ciampa, man, using Miz. So give the Miz respect, man. So he's gonna help. He's gonna help build and establish Tommaso as a heel. He's gonna use his character, Miz, his work, because I love some of the sequences too from him getting involved, holding AJ Styles when he got over there by the ramp He was almost getting count outs. He was holding him down there by his leg. So I love all of that, man. So Tommaso, my man, he's getting taken care of. Papa H. It's going down.
Yes,
he's going against Bobby Lashley.
He's going against Bobby Lashley this Monday on Raw, and
tomorrow.
Tomorrow on Raw. And if I memory serves, I think Raw is in Cleveland. With Raw being in Cleveland.
Yep, there we go.
Come on. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on home. Come on home. This rebel hot. This rebel hot. Yes. My prediction for Monday Night Raw is we see the return of the Rebel Heart himself, Johnny Gargano, Johnny Wrestling. It just, look, it may or may not happen here, but it's lining up perfectly where Tommaso Ciampa is going to be wrestling for a championship, and they're in Cleveland, and Triple H is bringing back his sons. He's bringing his sons, his daughters. He's bringing everybody
cousins.
Everybody. Everybody can eat now. We can all eat now.
Yes. I'm the captain now.
I'm the captain now. It's good. Come on back. Come on home. So, yeah, man, like there's a lot of excitement there. Even if it doesn't happen, I'm excited to see Ciampa have this moment where he can challenge for the championship. He may not win. He could win. It's cool. Like right now, they made him feel like a legitimate threat because, again, they're talking about his history. And again, if you saw that post-match interview, the way Ciampa like spoke about like, hey, you know, like hold on to that for now. You got about a week left of being champion. You see Miz in the background. It's like, you know, Miz could help him. There could be shenanigans going on.
You see him rubbing his shoulders, patting his back.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, look at him. Yeah. He take care of him now. Okay.
Take care of him. Yeah. I loved it. And I'm excited. What's awesome is it's getting you excited for next week. And they did a promo on SmackDown of it too, like a video package, like, hey, you know, this was coming on Raw, and they're talking about that. I'm pretty sure it may be the main event, or maybe it'll be at the top of one of the hours, but I would love it if they held it for the main event of the show. It's just, it was great. It was great moment. Awesome. So, yeah, man, I can't wait for that. It's going to be a fun thing to see. Another thing that happened too on the show, we had Montez Ford have a match with Seth Rollins, which was interesting. So Seth Rollins, the way all this got set up, Seth Rollins, he cuts a promo about how Riddle's gone, you know, Randy Orton's gone, but he put Riddle on the shelf, and hey, you want to be like Randy so much where you're on the shelf just like him with a career-threatening injury. I said, damn, that's cold-blooded. Like, Seth, you my dude, man, but damn, that was cold-blooded. So he's saying this, and he says, now that that's out the way, I can set my attention to Roman Reigns. I said, oh, wait, what? I was not expecting this to come out your mouth. Hold on. Let me sit up and listen.
Real talk, real quick. Sidebar.
Go ahead.
Seth freaking Rollins.
Yes.
He is the only guy, the only wrestler that I will allow. I want to say this in front of you.
Go ahead and say it. Speak the truth.
It hurts. The truth hurts.
Say it.
To dethrone.
Yep. There
my tribal chief.
Let's go.
I said it.
Let's go.
I said it. I'm sorry. I just I'm a factual guy. I don't like to speak lies. But he has your number, tribal chief. He has your number.
Oh man. Oh dude.
Okay, that's enough, man. Back to that wrong. That hurts. That hurts.
Yeah,
That physically hurts.
He gonna hear you.
I'm sorry, Tribal Chief. I'm sorry. I just got to keep it real. Just like Paul Heyman, he had to keep it real too.
With Brock, yeah. Oh man, no, it was great. It was great seeing that brief moment. It was interrupted though, but by of all people, the Street Profits, which I was like, this is interesting. Like, how is this gonna work? And then, Rollins gave them shit for losing to the Usos, saying, I don't have time to deal with losers. Like, get off the stage. You guys are losers. Get out of here. And then they talked about how they actually won the tag team championships off of him. Yeah. So why is he talking? Him and Buddy Murphy. They didn't say Buddy Murphy's name, but that was the tag team. And so, they kind of went back and forth and said, you know what? Because he mentioned, well, why don't you guys just split up and then come see me for a one-on-one matchup? And then
I was like, whoa.
Yeah, right. We're saying this, huh?
Little side shot. Like,
oh, man. Yeah, we're addressing everything now, man.
Yeah.
Ages era. We just
put on the table.
Right. So they said, you know what? You might have a point. So let's rock, paper, scissors this out to figure out which one of us is going to go one-on-one with you. And so rock, paper, scissors, but Montez grabs a ref. He's like, rock, paper. Oh, man. So they have the match. And, another juicy matchup. It wasn't like a quick matchup where it was just like a roll-up or DQ or count-out. They actually had a solid, legit matchup.
Because Papa H realized this is a 3-hour show, so I might as well give some wrestlers some time. There's some sensible shit going on right now. Thank you, Papa H.
I love it. Sensible shit going on. Thank you. Yes. Let them go. They had a great matchup. I mean, another thing, too, that gets brought up sometimes is that we don't see finishers on Raw and SmackDown, but we saw finishers here. We saw fairy tale endings. We saw curb stomps. We saw everything, man. Like, it was great. It was great to see. So, yeah, man. So, Rollins got the win. He got the dub. Beat him by pinfall. Clean. Tried to go back in there to even add more damage.
Yep.
But then you had Angelo Dawkins come to his aid. So, I'm guessing probably they'll do Angelo Dawkins versus Seth, maybe this Monday on Raw. We'll see.
Yeah, they had a backstage promo with the Street Profits. And Angelo was like, "Oh, it's basically it's on now."
Yeah, right.
Like, this
right.
is family. This is serious.
There we go.
So, like, we want the smoke.
I dig it. I dig it. As far as getting them first, letting people see Montez in singles action. Now we get to see Angelo in singles action. And
this is bound to happen. They're like telling us in our face, bro,
that they're gonna split up. But what I kind of like about this is even on the stage, they were like, hey, like this is the closest they'll see to us splitting up. So I think there is a world where they do singles without actually splitting up as a tag team. Like maybe one ends up on Raw, one ends up on SmackDown, but they don't necessarily need to turn on each other to have
a New Day thing.
Right, exactly. Like literally drafting Big E to another show to Raw and then keeping the New Day on SmackDown and flip-flopping or whatever. Like, I think that, could be a way to do it with the Street Profits, because it just seems, I feel like this feels like when the Hardy Boys split, and they tried to make it like, oh, Matt's the bad guy or whatever, but it just felt awkward and their matches really never took off. Like some tag teams, it just feels like it's just not believable. Like you wouldn't believe that these guys would actually fight like this. Now, it would be something if they made us care like that. If they were able to dig and find a way to make it personal enough to where we would care. But just based off of like seeing their, relationship with each other, man.
Yeah.
I just
never seen it on the rocks. Like, with certain teams, you've seen the cracks, like the Shield. You've seen some of the cracks.
But even from the beginning, that's a great point. But like the Shield, I feel like they were designed to be singles wrestlers. They weren't really designed to be action for long.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
So, but to your point, you see the cracks. You can see like Roman Reigns is starting to look like he's being elevated a little bit. At first it was Dean Ambrose, but then Roman seemed to be the one that was picked. And then Seth Rollins is this dude where it's like, hey, this guy's talented, man. Like, who is he and how good can he be? Like, you just start to see them shine little by little, on their own. It's just like, okay, something's bound to happen here. Like, this is gonna blow up somehow, some way.
Maybe they'll have like a heart to heart, like, you know what? Let's just see how the singles work. We'll just do our thing, and we come back together, when we cross that bridge, basically.
Exactly. I don't feel like everybody is Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty, where it's clear, like, okay, one of them is great and the other one is like, okay, is a good tag team wrestler, but and then you just have turn on him. Like, I don't feel like that works for every tag team. Some tag teams, it's just like, hey, the bond is so strong. No one really even wants to see this happen, let alone will believe when it happens. So I think for them, if it's mutual, where it's like, hey, I think you could do great things. I think I could do great things. Let's just go ahead and try it out and see what happens. And then, hopefully we can just take over the world. Like, you get the Universal Championship, I get the WWE Championship, and then we can come back together, be tag team champions, and have all the gold ourselves, Like, that could be a wait now. Will that ever happen? I don't know. But
I don't know.
They could challenge themselves.
Triple H, though.
That's true. In Triple H's world, hey, anything's on the table now, man. So we'll see. But that's just how I feel about that. Edge with Judgment Day. So he cut that promo saying he was going to end the Judgment Day. How do you feel about Edge?
Lukewarm. Just a lukewarm feeling, man. I don't know. It's because of how things fell apart with Judgment Day, and it just really didn't really flesh out that group, because I thought they had something with Edge in Judgment Day.
Yeah,
since they broke off, and we thought Finn was going to be that guy, but it just never happened right now. And now we got Edge coming back as a face. It just seems everything is just moving so quickly for this story, for how they're trying. I don't know if this is a Vince thing. They just want to finish it and just get rid.
Might be. It might.
They just want something to make sense so they can just transition out of that. Maybe, because this really don't seem like a Triple H thing. So this is not I am the captain now moment.
No, this is not.
This some Vince shit.
It's some residue.
Right, some residue. Like a little bit, like still a little dust right here on the table.
Yeah.
So man, that's how I feel, man.
I agree. I feel the same way about it. When this also played into a little bit of what was going on with this main event. So the Usos versus the Mysterios. They battled it out for the tag team titles. The Usos did retain. You did have, what was it, Rhea Ripley showed up, and then you had Finn and Damian Priest show up, and so they're continuing that feud. But then Edge comes out, tries to, help out, balance things, but in the end, Dominic ends up getting speared.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I feel for you, because they keep teasing Dominic turning. And I thought we were done with it after SummerSlam, because it's like, okay, now at this point, Judgment Day thing with Dominic and and Ray is done. Yeah. But then they brought it back here, and then he gets speared after Ray had just said, yeah, that bond that we had, back in the day, like I think they were
former tag team champions.
Tag team champions, You can't break that kind of bond. And it's like, okay, cool. But then he does this, so now, is the bond broken, or is Ray gonna side with Edge and say, "Oh yeah, son, yeah, don't worry about it"? And Dominic's gonna be like, "Nah, fuck, don't worry about it. Like, the dude speared me. Like, why are you taking his side? I'm pissed. Like, watch who you spearing, man. Like, what you doing?"
I always get my ass whooped by Judgment Day, especially Rhea Ripley. Like, that dude is getting manhandled by
He's getting destroyed by everybody. Yeah. And now Edge, you supposed to be on our side, and you spearing me now? Nah, see. So I don't know. Are you back in on Dominic turning on Ray, or are you just like, you know what? It is what it is. I'm not really as invested as I was. Like, where are you at with this?
I think I'm at that place at the fork in the road. Just, do I go here or do I go here? Because it's like, Do I just, see how it plays out with Dom, or do I stick with this Uncle Eddie's son and he finally turns and joins Judgment Day, and that might work?
Right.
I just don't know yet. I can't even answer that, man, because I'm just right now. I'm just in that place right now with Judgment Day because it's just weird. It's weird.
Right. Yeah. No, I feel you. It's tough right now. I'm not invested with the Judgment Day at all, and even with the Mysterios. Like, as far as Dominic potentially turning, like I'll believe it when I see it. At this point, I still look at Dominic, and I'm just like, I don't think that this is gonna happen. Like, I look at him, I'm trying to picture him as a heel, trying to be like tough and mean and talking bad about Ray, his dad, and I'm like, will I even believe that? Like, is that gonna feel, like he's actually pissed off and like is mad?
Or that feel fabricated, like
exactly
he putting on an act or something,
right? And I feel like if he was capable of making it feel real, they would have done it by now. That's my thought on it. So we'll see, but there is another route to that story with Edge doing this and with Ray saying that his bond with Edge is really strong. So we'll see where they go from there. But yeah, man, Raw was great. It was a great episode, great show, and leading into SmackDown.
It didn't even feel like 3 hours. Well, honestly, that's crazy. I just enjoyed the hell out of this show. I'm like, man, that was
right.
That was a really good Raw. I really enjoyed that. I'm like, wow, that was 3 hours. We got plenty of wrestling in that.
Yeah, man. No, we did. So great show. And speaking of not feeling like 3 hours at all, SmackDown didn't feel like 2 hours. SmackDown just flew by. Like, this show was just on another level. Like, I still feel like I'm on such a high from what had happened on this show. Yeah. It's great. It's a great feeling as a wrestling fan to be able to witness things like this happen.
Well, we talked to each other that night. It was fucking fire. We couldn't wait. I couldn't wait. I was like, I texted like, bro, did you watch SmackDown? Exclamation point. I
was so excited for this. Like, literally, I was like, I don't want to get spoiled by anybody on what happened. And I didn't even know like anything big like that was going to happen. But, my phone, I was like, nope, not checking anything. Don't want anybody to say anything or send me any pictures. Not anything happening. Let me just see. Because based off what I'm seeing on Raw, like SmackDown, I'm anticipating what's about to happen. And oh my God, yeah, holy shit. But we're going to save that. We're going to go through a couple other things first. So the show, I'm trying to see how to kick off. So we started off with... well, it was the Pat McAfee telestrator showcasing how he had kicked Corbin in the balls and Corbin's face as he kicked him in the balls. And this went on for a good minute, man. It was like, I don't know, maybe 3-4 minutes or so of him being like, so you see right here, this foot going right here, and bam! And then the special effects, boom.
Right. You see the ref, Charles Robinson, he had his back turned, so he's circling Charles Robinson. So I noticed.
Oh, man. Tony Romo over here with the play-by-play, the breakdown.
That was entertaining as hell.
I enjoyed it. Yeah. I definitely enjoyed that. So, and then they cut to the back, and you see Happy Corbin watching all this happen. Everyone's making fun of him. They have a whole crowd of wrestlers in the back laughing. And you see Ricochet back there. And then he's like, you think this is funny? And Ricochet is like, yeah, it's funny. And then, it basically, Corbin challenges him to a match tonight in the ring, and he's going to wipe the smirk off his face or whatever. And Ricochet's like, I'd like to see you try. They get out there. They have a match. Again, a
fire match.
Juicy amount of time and have a fire match. And would you believe it? Ricochet got a dub.
Over Happy Corbin. Over
what?
And the people cared. They popped for that.
Now, this crowd, that's another thing. Thank you for mentioning that, because the Raw crowd, I feel like they weren't really prepared.
They were booty.
Houston?
Booty.
No, they weren't really doing it. Booker T was there, by the way, which is cool to see him. It's cool to see Booker T. But No, they did not react the way like that I was reacting as a fan, seeing all this take place. So,
Yes.
but this crowd, the SmackDown crowd, holy shit, that crowd was great. So they reacted great to this match. They were fully behind Ricochet, fully against Corbin, chanting bum ass Corbin throughout the whole match. It was great.
Yes. Shout out to Corbin, man. Give that man respect. You know what I'm saying? You know what? To the people that want Corbin to go back to the Lone Wolf, no. I don't want that to happen. No, Baron Corbin. You continue to be happy, Corbin, and you continue to work the crowd. Work these internet wrestling fans because they're getting work right now. Continue to do that from one heel to another. I love it. So continue to do that. Keep on rocking Happy Corbin. I don't want no parts of Lone Wolf. I don't. Because that just shows favoritism that he's going to start being like the cool heel. I don't want that. I want the heat from him. Yeah. The heat.
So, I'm going to say this. To that, so you don't think that he can generate heat as the Lone Wolf? Because here's my thing. As far as trying to be the cool heel, I don't know that that's necessarily where we're going with this character. I feel like he's starting to get more serious and more like pissed off with the disrespect. You know, like people making fun of him and Pat McAfee thinking like saying stuff and talking shit about him, calling them names. And then you got the guys laughing at him in the back. I feel like he's getting a little bit more intense, which is how the Lone Wolf character was. It wasn't like, yeah, there was a coolness to him, but overall, I feel like his character right now, it's evolving to where the happy Corbin part, like him being happy that he got rich, is kind of like we're done with him focusing on, hey, I won all this money in Vegas. Yeah. Now it's like, give me my damn respect. You know what I'm saying? Like, all you motherfuckers, like, understand that I am a dude that I have this move that damn near nobody had kicked out of forever, right? Yeah. I'm a guy who's been here for a long time, putting in work. You know, I should have more respect than this. Where is my respect? And I feel like that Lone Wolf, I mean, he's lost his friend in Madcap. You know, no one is really on his side. He has no friends back there. So literally that Lone Wolf character, it doesn't have to be what it was in NXT. It could, or what it was when he first came into the WWE. It could be something new where it's now just him being a little bit more serious and trying to make people respect him versus like, you know, him just being this cool heel who, you know, I don't know how you see it. Like, I just see that I
can see parts of that. Like, if he was to go to a lone wolf, some version or some variant of it, some people will be attracted to that because that's what I don't want, you know, this is going to sound very gritty to me, but I don't give a fuck. I don't want Baron to give the people what they want. Oh, all right. Well, okay. I don't want him to satisfy the long. Do something. Do another character then.
But are there people like really like? Because I feel like he just has heat because of how he is, like his mannerisms and things he says. You know, telling each crowd that your team sucks and all this. Like he does all those heel things, and I don't think he'll change that. And I don't feel like there are a lot of like Corbin fans. As far as like saying, oh, when he was Lone Wolf, I was behind him. I don't really. No,
he'll still get the heat, even if he was to go or do the Lone Wolf. He'll still get the heat. But then there will be another factor of like, oh, I wasn't a fan of Corbin now, but I am now. What he's doing, he's such a badass heel. I don't want that. I want him to still continue to be that true heel. He's so good at that. So if he doesn't want to do, if he evolves from the happy Corbin, then evolve into something else that's not reverting back to somewhat of a lone wolf. It may not
be called like Lone Wolf or anything like that. But like the way, and this is going to be high praise for Corbin, really high praise for Corbin.
Oh shit!
But like, I'm going to say that Corbin has the potential, maybe not on this high of a level necessarily, but like some version of like the kind of heat that Triple H would get as a heel. Like, I feel like Corbin can generate that kind of heat, that he can be that good of a heel if he goes a little bit more serious. Because very Triple H was a guy that, you could say he was a cool heel, and I didn't fuck
with him. Yeah, you know how I feel like him as a character. I didn't fuck. He didn't show any type of loyalty, bro. When he turned on DX, fuck you, bro.
Right.
Fuck you.
But that's what I can see that from Corbin. You know, maybe don't call it lone wolf, you know, like for what you're saying, but that whole thing, I think where people get, okay, maybe it's the lone wolf character, is that character was more serious. So maybe it's just a more serious version of Corbin, because right now everything is trending to this man is getting disrespected left and right. He's gonna snap to the point where it's just like, no, you guys are gonna stop disrespecting me, like, because of who I am and what I've accomplished. I deserve way more than this. The whole thing with like him hitting the slot machine, going to Vegas and all that is kind of done. Like, we've gone through that.
Run its course.
It's run its course as far as like that character making sense, because now he's not happy. Before, when he was happy Corbin, he came down, he was laughing, he was great.
Happy talk show.
Yeah, Madcap was telling jokes. It was great. But now it's like Madcap beat him, Pat McAfee beat him, Ricochet beat him. At a certain point, it's just like, dude, like, no more. I got to make a change to start getting that respect back. So that's what I see. And yeah, it's high praise, but I see some semblance of like, not him necessarily being as good as Triple H necessarily, because again, that's a Mount Rushmore guy for me in wrestling. Yeah. But like the type of
fuck
heat,
that dude. That's character.
That's exactly Papa H, why I brought him up.
I love you. I love you from the bottom of my heart. But the game, Cerebral Assassin, fuck you, bro.
Yes.
I don't fuck with you.
I can see
to this day
him in his own way, not in a Triple H way, but in his own way, generating that kind of heat as a more serious version of who he is now. I can see it. That's the kind of, like, you help me see, like, hey, this dude, like, he's putting in work as a heel and he's doing a great job at it, and he's not getting enough due. And you know, you look.
I love that he was getting from the crowd on Friday night.
Yeah,
they was booing him like, you suck.
Yeah,
you suck. I was like, oh, they were.
Man,
they loving really this. They giving it to him.
Yeah. It wasn't go away heat. It was like, no, like, this dude, like, we respect him enough to know, like, he's a threat to actually beat Ricochet. So, you know, I have some concern that he's about to beat this dude, but I really want Ricochet to win. So I'm gonna give Corbin the business, right? And root on Ricochet, because damn it, I want Ricochet to get a dub.
Yes.
Which he did, which was amazing. So Corbin did his job, Ricochet did his job. It was great. Pat McAfee him played catch for a second, which kind of came out of nowhere. Then he signed the ball and
punted. Yeah.
Right. So that was cool.
Man.
But yeah, man, just a great moment overall with that matchup. Another one too, we had a matchup, Shinsuke versus Ludwig, to solidify, hey, if Shinsuke wins this match, he is the #1 contender for the Intercontinental Championship. So now we have two of these championships, the United States Championship and the Intercontinental Championship, being defended on these shows and shown the respect and prestige that they deserve. Because Shinsuke did win. We had a moment. Shinsuke and Gunther face to face. Shinsuke looked at him and said, "Oh, come on!" When he did that, they were face to face. Wow. Dream matchup happening for the Intercontinental Championship on SmackDown. Oh my goodness. It's just, I am the captain.
Who cares about name changes? See, I said it. Not gonna give a fuck.
Look, the whole thing with the name changes. Let's do this up real quick with the name changes. So the frustrating thing with the name changes is that if in NXT they're using them, it's developmental. And with Walter at the time, he had spent so much time in NXT as Walter. It's like, okay, if you're going to change his name, why not change it like before? You've been, making merch and showing him on television, on WWE television. He was at Survivor Series, as Walter. It's like, why change it now? And then you change his music, and it's like, I think it's also because it was Vince at the time who's at the helm. And you're like, geez, man, this dude is just, I don't trust him, what he's doing with any of these wrestlers coming up from NXT. So you see a change like that, and it's just like, he doesn't see what Walter is. He thinks he needs to do, like, put his fingerprints on Walter to make him a better wrestler. We saw it with Alistair. We saw it with other wrestlers too. It's like, Dude, it was just a bad sign of potential, letdown with seeing a name change to a guy like that, with Pete Dunne being called Butch. It's like, what the fuck? You've been using him as Pete Dunne all this time. Like, what's going on? So the only thing that kind of can bring us back, those of us that are like, man, fuck this name change, to bring us back would be, hey, from a ownership standpoint, I feel like, and I haven't gotten this, confirmed anywhere, but it kind of makes sense to me. This is the story I'm telling myself.
All right.
That Walter, Pete Dunne, Io Shirai, all these names, those wrestlers want to hold on to those names just in case. Like, let's say they go off and they go to the Indies or whatever. They've built those names themselves prior to being in WWE. So it's like, hey, I don't want WWE to own that, and then I can't use that if I go off somewhere else. So from a business standpoint, it makes sense for the wrestler to be able to retain ownership of that character that they had so much to do with building up. Like Eli Drake, like, okay, change it over to LA Knight, and now
Max Dupree.
Max Dupree, thank you. So that's what I'm going with as far as why it makes sense for a guy like Walter to even agree with it and say, yes, I'm cool with this, because then, WWE doesn't own that. We create this new thing together in collaboration. Gunther is a collaboration between the wrestler and WWE. And so that's their property. That's they own that name. So if he does leave, okay, anything, Gunther related stays with WWE. He can go back to being Walter. On the indie scene, and then it's clean. So,
but he ain't going nowhere now.
No, well, no. Now with Triple H, and who knows? Now with Triple H there, they may start coming up with some new agreements where some of these guys, like, I'm curious about Pete Dunne. If Pete Dunne actually goes back to being Pete Dunne now.
Well, he did put a Twitter post out there. He, like, teased it because he showed, like, I forgot what he said, but you seen the picture of the Pete Dunne character. I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. Like, I don't know if he's teasing. He's going to go back to that. That'd be cool.
That would
see
be cool.
if it can work on the main roster. Give it a chance.
I think under Triple H's just leadership, man. Yes, it can. And he loves him some Pete Dunne, man. He does. All these kids he loves, man. He loves all his kids. Papa H's kids, man. They're gonna be all right. They're gonna be all right. But yeah, man. Going back to this though with Shinsuke and Gunther. It's just great to see a matchup like that actually being showcased, talked about as something great, important. It's a dream matchup. I can't wait to see it, man. Like, you have any more
next
thoughts
Friday?
On this? Great.
That's when the matchup is next Friday. You think we get shenanigans so they can push the Clash at the Castle?
That's a good question, because that actually would be great for that crowd out there.
Gunther versus Shinsuke? Hell yeah, man. For that crowd?
Yeah, that would be great. That would be great for that crowd. I think it's possible. It's possible because that matchup really feels like it should be at a pay-per-view. That it should be, or a premium live event.
Yeah, premium live event, you said.
Yeah. So with that one and with that crowd and that, the thing with Gunther is with that crowd, they're probably going to call him Walter. There's going to be some Walter chants for sure.
Oh, wholeheartedly.
It's going to happen.
I know this. Yeah.
But I think that the prestige of that match would even be heightened more if you were to have it at a premium live event. And those two guys are just two of the best, man. So I'm kind of rooting for that, even though I don't, in general, like, shenanigans and DQ finishes to cheaply get out of stuff.
For the better good.
For the greater good. What's for business.
Right. Papa H.
Right. I'm okay with it here. If it leads us to Clash of the Castle, I'm good with it here. All right. So yet another number one contender crowned in the women's division, which, oh my God, this was something. So we had Raquel Rodriguez, Natalya, Xia Li, Shotzi, Sonya Deville, Shayna Baszler, and Aaliyah in this gauntlet match. Yeah. And this, well, first we got to talk about kind of
let's talk about that.
So Liv Morgan had a moment to. They were building it up throughout the whole show to say like, okay, Liv Morgan is going to address the SummerSlam controversy. And I'm saying, okay, all right, let's see how this goes. Hopefully Liv, can deal with this really well. And she gets out there, and at first it's like, all right, it's the reaction is you can't tell that it's going to be negative. It just seemed like she's making her entrance is fine. And then she gets on the mic and she gets asked, I think it's Kayla Braxton that was out there, and she's asking her questions, and you can start to feel like the way that Liv is talking and the way she's answering these questions is not helping. Just the feeling of like, okay, that was a weird ending to that match, and you tapped out. So,
Excuses?
But what I didn't expect was the boos for Liv. Like, Liv has had a pretty positive, right? She's had a pretty positive reaction since she's become champion, and this is the first time where you heard audible boos, but specifically the "you tapped out" chant started, and that was pretty big. And then you heard Ronda Rousey chant start, which I was like, okay, now you guys, like, you guys were doing the same shit to Ronda when she was champion. I just go back to Bryan Danielson, a.k.a. Daniel Bryan. These fans are fickle. Some of these fans are really fickle because Ronda, you were just against her, and all of a sudden now you want to start chanting her name. Now get the fuck out of here.
Even Becky called it out when they had the match. It was Becky Lynch versus Liv Morgan, and then when Becky won, she came out Monday Night Raw. She was like, "I bet." Hold on. Oh, you guys are mad. You guys are mad because Liv didn't win. Well, hold on. What if she did win? I bet. I guarantee you will find every reason to boo her.
Right.
If she had this title on her shoulder,
exactly.
And then
here we are.
What you know.
She's a visionary too, I guess, man. She saw this coming. You know what I'm saying?
I've seen it.
It's true. It just felt like, wow. I mean, and I get it from like, okay, the way that whole thing was booked, the fact that she tapped first before the thing happened, it just wasn't a good look necessarily. I was fine with the way that, the whole story played out with Ronda being showcased as being this MMA warrior that was going to be hard for Liv to overcome. And the fact that Liv kind of found a way to survive that matchup, I was like, that makes logical sense to me. And then for Ronda to snap the way she did, I was like, oh, Ronda's heel. This is great. And then Liv with the smile at the end, what I thought was going to happen was Liv was basically going to become a character where it's like, hey, I'm going to do whatever it takes to hold on to this championship. Even maybe take a page out of Eddie Guerrero's book and lie, cheat, and steal her way to salvaging this championship when she needs to, especially against someone who is going to be a hard mountain to climb like a Ronda Rousey.
Yes.
Or even like a Raquel Rodriguez. If she had to fight her, you're going to have to do something like that because it's right now, it would be hard to say, oh, yeah, she's definitely going to win. No, this is like there are some wrestlers there in that division right now where if Liv goes against them, she's going to be the underdog, even as champion. It's going to happen. So why not have this as a part of her character where it's like, hey, she's cool being champion however she gets it. She should have just owned it. Just own
that
it.
Promo did not help.
It didn't help. Like
her just giving excuses. I was like,
I thought the referee counted 3 first, so then I tapped. Like,
what?
No,
that's what a heel says.
Yeah, I was like,
your face.
Yeah, I was like,
just take accountability and move on.
Just own it. Like,
yes.
Like I would have just said, you know what? It don't matter what happened. Who's the champion? Who's the champion right now? I'm holding the title. That's it.
She should have been in customer retention mode. Like, you need to save this promo because you need to turn them boos into cheers right now because it ain't happening right now.
Right. Like there was just better ways to deal with that situation. I mean, first, I think booking it that way puts her in a tough spot. Definitely. Yeah. But the promo to explain what had happened, I think, it just didn't do her any good. And, again, for me, I think just own it because that smile at the end kind of said to me, she knew she probably lost. She did lose the match, but she didn't care. She's still champion.
That's how I understood it. That's how I comprehended. I'm like, okay, I like that. The little smile, like I still got it. I still got my champ. I still walked out a champion. A dub is a dub.
She could have said, you know what? Yeah, she got me, but I'm still champion. You damn right. I figured it out. I found a way, and I would do it again. You know, it's one of those things like, it's me. It was me all along. Like, she should have done that. Yeah, damn right I did. And I do it again. Just own it. Just own it. Because then, like, you know, you just come off as, it doesn't matter. It's not about like, oh, I tapped all this or that. It's just about, hey, this whole thing, this whole game, I figured it out. I just know I got to find a way to win no matter what. The referee called it for me. She didn't call, the ref didn't call it for her. Hey, sucks for you. Sorry, Rhonda. You know, what you want me to do? Want me to cry for you? You know, like, no, I'm not going to do that because I'm champion. Like,
if you want your rematch, get your rematch. All right?
That's cool. Come get it, and then I'll get you in the rematch. That's fine. Like, and I'll find a way again.
Yes. Rise above the hate. Rise above it.
Now, and then I know like some are thinking, oh, you know, you turn her heel now. Like, I don't know about all that. I feel like her as
that's like an easy out. Like, oh, she turn her heel. No, man,
don't do that. Don't do that. Like,
this is adversity that she needs to go through.
Yes,
and this is a proper. This is a teachable moment. You know, shout out to Chase U, NXT 2.0. This is a teachable moment right here for her to learn from it. Yes.
It truly is. It is a teachable moment, and hopefully she overcomes me. Now, one thing that was funky about this too was so the Gauntlet match started off. It was who was it that started?
Sonya Deville and Aaliyah.
Sonya Deville. So she came out and she was like, "Yeah, you're a fraud. You're a fraudulent champion." Blah blah blah. And then you had who was
Raquel.
it? Raquel in the beginning.
Yep.
Okay, so Raquel showed up first to face Sonya Deville.
Oh no, I'm sorry. That was the next one.
Aaliyah, right?
Yep, Aaliyah.
Okay.
Yep.
So you had them face off, but during that first matchup, you had some people in the crowd then started chanting Liv Morgan, and I was like, okay, are we just in Bizarre World? Like, this is one of the situations where it's like they go to Canada and like they root for all the heels and boo all the faces. Like, what are we doing? I mean, it just happened to her, so that wasn't it. But it was weird. Like, there was a segment of that crowd that still wanted to cheer Liv Morgan. I feel like there was a segment of the crowd that just said, nah, you tapped out, like, and you're making these excuses. It's lame. We're going to boo you now. So, but she did react better when she wasn't on the mic, because all she was doing when people would say shit, when they were booing or they were talking shit, she would raise up the title and like own. It seemed like she was owning it more that way than when she was on the microphone. So that's a good sign, hopefully, but we'll see. But overall, like, don't turn her heel. Just have her own this more. Just own it. You're the champion.
Put it out there again, Papa H, and see what happens. See if she can, you know, have a resolution for it now.
Exactly. And then go from there. I think it's fine. But the Gauntlet match itself, so Raquel Rodriguez had an awesome showing. She went through multiple of these wrestlers. I think she took out 4 of the superstars that she went
Sonya
against.
Deville, Shotzi, Xia Li, Natalia.
Yep.
Sheesh.
So, but as this was happening, I said to myself, I'm looking at it. I'm looking at the fact that Ronda Rousey is not there. She's suspended. And then they started working on Raquel Rodriguez's limbs, especially her knee. And I'm like, and Shayna Baszler is in this match.
Yep.
Who is one of the 4 horsewomen of MMA. One of Triple H's kids.
Look at me. I'm the captain now.
Holy shit. The Queen of Spades is about to win this matchup. And she's about to go to Clash of the Castle to fight for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Like, I could see it coming. I'm like, oh, they're softening up Raquel to serve her up to Shayna so that Shayna can win this matchup. And sure enough, she did. She won the Gauntlet, and now we have...
It was so logical, too, because she was tired. Raquel was tired. She had nothing left. She couldn't kick out because soon as the 1, 2, 3, she was just out.
Yep.
I was like, wow, loved it. She was blown up.
It was great. It was great. The way they did that, they kept her strong, really strong. Yeah. And like Shayna being the one to do it, it's like, I mean, Shayna Baszler of all people, if you're that worn out and your limbs have been worked on like that, you're susceptible to submissions now, and Shayna comes out, that is a disaster. So I saw that's, oh no. Shayna's going to take advantage of this.
Because Natalia, she gave you a little bit of work, breaking you down, and then finish it up. Serve like, hey, nice and tender.
Here it is, right?
Yep.
Absolutely. So yeah, Shayna now is the #1 contender, and oh man, that right there. I mean, it's great to see Shayna Baszler where she belongs in that limelight of like she's going for championships and just being represented as this badass character. So hopefully, storytelling wise, leading up to Clash of the Castle, they can tell a great story there.
Yeah.
Do a course correction with Liv's character and just the loss that she took, and yeah, just have this be a fire matchup at Clash of the Castle. Can't wait for it. So should be great. Absolutely. The Viking Raiders.
Yeah. The vicious Viking Raiders.
First of all, oh my goodness, these two dudes destroyed. Who was it? Tommy Gibson and Jim Mulkey.
Yeah.
Destroyed those two dudes. I felt bad for them for a while there. I was like, what is happening?
I thought it'd be over quick, but they was like, no, we're going to give you just a little bit of work. A little bit of work.
Dude, man, these enhancement matches that they have sometimes I'm not with it. I'm like, lame. But this one right here, they were so vicious to these two.
They earned their money.
They earned their money. They did. They earned their money. Shout out to them. Tommy Gibson and Jim Mulkey. Shout out to you guys, man. Like,
yes.
Y'all went through it.
Right.
But yeah, so that happened, squash. But then Kofi came out, kendo stick, went to town on both of them. Yep. Exactly. Just let them have it.
Nuts.
You can see Ivar's back later on, just marked up from the kendo kendo stick. It was crazy. And then he had a one-on-one matchup with Eric. Eric, when they went to commercial break, he's like, "You're dead. You're dead." Yes. I was like, I kind of believe him. I kind of believe he's about to destroy.
You're a dead man. You're a dead man.
And some of the shots, that knee to the face that Eric does, I swear, the one that he did to Kofi,
looks so stiff.
It looked so stiff. That crowd was like, "What the fuck?
Yes.
What the hell?" I was like, "He's dead. He's dead. He did kill him. He paid off what he said. He told the man, he said, 'You're dead,' and he finished it. Finish him. Like, he took him out." Like, it was great. Like, I enjoyed Eric's work here. I mean, there was another one. It was like a rock bottom slam.
Yes.
That one, I'm gonna give him about 80% power on that. That
of course.
That power was. I felt it. It hit
like,
me in my chest.
Woo!
Yeah.
Hang in there, Kofi. Shit.
Yeah, man. But Kofi, he ended up getting a roll-up victory, I believe.
Yeah.
Like, he snuck the victory, got a pin.
Yeah, the backwoods.
The backwoods. Thank you, backwoods. He hit him with the backwoods, got the pin, and then he escaped with his life. But
yeah, the crowd popped too. That was really behind Kofi, which I love that.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I always think back to, Kofi's singles run and saying, like, there was just so much more that I feel like Kofi could have done. And whenever things happen like this where, Kofi's by himself, it makes me think it would be awesome for him to get one more run as champion because the crowd loves him. He's so charismatic. And, I just feel like he could do more as champion. I mean, Big E, hopefully he can return too, because I feel the same way about him. And Xavier Woods, like this whole King of the Ring thing, I would love for Triple H to run it back, have a true King of the Ring tournament, have Xavier become a 2-time King of the Ring winner, and then really let him be able to live in that a lot more than he did under Vince's version of the King of the Ring. Because that one right there was just. We
talked about that. I think we talked about that after the show. Like, bro, just give me a tournament under Papa H watch, which we're about to get on Monday Night Raw, which kicks off, by the way, for the Women's Tag Team Championship.
Oh, my goodness, which you already know. You already know what's getting ready to happen with this. First of all, it's going to be amazing to see.
It's boss time.
Yep. They're coming up with all these teams, and somebody's going to win, and it's going to be great. But we all know that at the end of this tournament, whoever wins is facing off against Sasha Banks and Naomi. It is time. It is time. Yeah, so legit Glow, that team will be making their return. I feel like the only reason why they're even doing this tournament is because there's probably a handshake agreement to come back. It's time to do it. It makes sense. And as soon as that new team is crowned champion, it is on. Like, those two are going to show up and let them know. Like,
well, the tournament helps to rebuild I think, in my opinion, to rebuild the tag team, women's tag team belts. Because right now, they're just at the bottom. Yeah. So this tournament would help, give it just a little bit of prestige, and then in the end, you know, we already know it's going to be rocking the belts on their shoulder.
Oh yeah, it's happening. It's happening.
Yes.
I mean, I'll say this: that I feel like since those women's tag team champions were first created, they had never been treated with respect from the beginning. And I think the best showcase for it was the Elimination Chamber match to crown the first champions.
Yes,
like that was the best showcase. But since then, it's just been like we don't really have women's tag teams. There's not really a division, and you know, Sasha and Bayley as champions seem to be the most prominent ones because they're the ones that really wanted it, maybe the most of everybody back there. So, you know, I know they pushed hard for it. So it's awesome to see with Papa H at the helm, you know, him being who he is, loving women's wrestling, and Stephanie being the chairwoman, loving women's wrestling. This was bound to happen where they would have a tournament to crown new women's tag
first tournament under Papa H watch.
Oh my goodness.
It is decided. Oh, I can't wait. I cannot wait. Yes, it is decided. Here we go. Let's go.
Oh man. So
you know what? We might get Candice LeRae coming back too with Indy Hartwell.
Well, one thing I thought about was one of the tag teams would be Indy Hartwell and Candice. Well, yes. Hey, on Monday at Cleveland, we get Johnny Gargano show up, and then on Friday we get Candice and Indy. Hey, we got the whole family back. We got the family back.
Yes. Let's go. Man.
I'm here for it.
I am the captain now.
If they pull Theory back into the family with him as Money in the Bank, that would be
dude. Now he got some ammo. Yeah.
Like, oh man, I'd be here for it. I would be all in for that if they do that. Yes. Make it happen.
Yes.
Make it happen. Oh man. All right. So now we got to talk about the Tribal Chief. We got to talk about this because everything, this amazing ending to the show, it got kicked off by the Tribal Chief. Which, by the way, before we get to this last segment, Sami Zayn was trying to get his one-on-one time with the Tribal Chief. Didn't work out so well. So why don't you describe your reaction to seeing Sami Zayn trying to get this one-on-one time?
First of all, I love the character work from Sami Zayn right now. He figured it out. He's just on a mega high with this character, and I can see they're teasing, building a possible story as well. But I'll start with when he first knocked on the door. Usos came out. I love how Jimmy reacted to him. They got like a shake. They was like, I was like, oh, that's cool. He went over to Jay. It's like, we figured it out. We'll work on one.
They was not having it at all. That was great.
Yeah. He said he just inquired, like, hey, I just want to, congratulate the Tribal Chief, and hey, let him know. And I tried to reach out to Paul. He's like, well, Paul, he got F5 on the table.
Right. He's out of commission.
Right. He's indisposed right now. So he was like, oh, okay, that makes sense, man. He was like, you know what, Sammy? I'll text you. Oh, you text me? You'll text me? I was like, yeah, I'll text you, bro. And then, like, the next segment, he comes back, knocks on the door. Usos come out. All right. And he was like, hey, I got the lighting stuff. I got the sound. I got all that worked out. So the production is ready to go for your entrance. And, Jimmy's like, cool. He was like, oh, can I now talk to the Tribal Chief? Jimmy's like, hey, man, it ain't going to happen, bro.
Right.
It ain't going to happen. It's not going to happen.
It was intense with that shit, man.
Yeah.
Like, huh? You know what? We're going to stop messing around with you, all right?
Because at first, because Sammy was like, man, and I'm not the honorary Oos. And then Jimmy was like, yeah, you are. He was like, no, hold on. Hey.
Jay was like,
Usos leveled up during SummerSlam. Tribal Chief leveled up during SummerSlam. All right? You're going to have to start pulling your weight. Right.
Chief 2 belts.
You're going to
wait. We're going to
Usos 4 belts. You see Jimmy look at his belts like, yeah,
I'm good.
Right. If you don't start pulling your weight, man, we're going to make you take off that shirt real soon. I was like, damn. They walked off, and Jimmy looked at him and just shook his head. Like, hey, I don't know what to tell you. That's my brother.
Right. Hey.
Dude, Jay was on one. He was not having it.
No.
He was not with the shit. Like, hey, don't forget, I'm the right-hand man. He let Sami know. I am not with your shit, bro. I'm on to you. I'm on to you.
So annoyed. He's so annoyed. Every time they showed, he's like, this dude again. What? And Jimmy's trying to be the good cop, trying to be
that good cop, bad cop, loved it.
You know, I text you. You say you text? Okay, cool. He's like, it's been a couple hours, like I haven't seen a text yet. It was just like, oh, Sami. Poor Sami and James, he was on one. So that was great. So that whole segment there was great. Yeah. I mean, Sami, hey, pull your weight. Pulling your weight.
Was people talking in the streets now? They say, hey, we might build towards a tag team match. Usos, Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens.
Oh, Sami and KO getting back together. That'd be
reunite. Take
cool.
The titles off the Usos. I don't know.
Wow, that'd be crazy. I like that. What I think of in the immediate future is probably going to happen. My prediction is that Sami Zayn is going to try to win the 24/7 championship.
That's what I want. That's what I want.
Bring that.
The sports entertainment in me. Yeah. I'm like, bro, get that 24/7 title now.
He's like, look what I brought you. He's looking at him like, you fucking kidding me? This is what you bring.
Jimmy might let him slide, but Jay, I don't know.
No. Jay's not having it. No way.
What is this? This bullshit out here, man.
Dude, man.
Oh.
And that might be the end of the 24/7 championship. If they do all that.
I did wonder under the tutelage of Papa H.
Right.
What is the future of the 24/7 title?
I think it's the bloodline just setting that shit on fire. Like literally, if Sami Zayn brings that to the head of the table, they are throwing it in the trash and setting it on fire. That shit is,
man.
And maybe him win. Like he better be careful. Sami Zayn better watch himself.
Hey, Papa H, I'm the captain now. Fuck all this 24/7 shit. We're gonna bring some real titles. Matter of fact, bring the European title. Bring the light heavyweight title. If AEW can do it, we can do it. We can get as many titles as them.
Oh man, the AEW Dark Championship, that one.
Oh man, bro! Shout out to Pop.
Oh, he's the AEW Dark Champion now.
Where you been at? I haven't seen you on Dynamite in a few weeks, bro. I ain't seen you on Dynamite.
I didn't know that's what you were winning, man. What's going on? We're getting a relevant championship. How's the FTW championship showing more than the AAC champ? What is going on? Are you serious?
Oh shit! The Fairy Tale World Championship is more prestige than the AEW Dark Championship.
How did that happen?
By the way, we're talking about the All Atlantic Championship. Right. Now we redub on the Clark Wrestling Podcast, the AEW Dark Championship. Yes. It is decided on Tribal Chief Day.
Oh man, Pac. Like you said, shout out to Pac, man.
Yeah.
Damn.
Woo. Yeah.
All right, man. So we had that happen with Sami Zayn and the Usos. Sami Zayn, I was thinking, is he gonna fuck up this entrance? Like, is the pyro not gonna work? Is something gonna go wrong? Because God help him if that entrance gets. You know how much that entrance means, how much time and care the Tribal Chief takes with that entrance. Takes sweet time. Got raised the championship.
Real slow.
Yeah. And then the pyro goes off. It's an art. It's a thing of beauty. So, but it went off without a hitch. Sami didn't fuck it up. Good. Nope. Okay, cool. They get out there. I should let you take this one, man. You go ahead. Talk about how the Tribal Chief graced everybody with his presence.
Oh, he came out there. You know, first of all, he talked about Brock, how he hate him. Because the crowd was pouring Brock. He's like, I hate Brock too.
Bizarro world, man.
Yes, it was weird.
A little bit.
Weird crowd, bro. He was like, I hate Brock too. And you heard the crowd like, Tribal Chief, Tribal Chief. I was like, yeah, Tribal Chief, Tribal Chief. I'm at home cheering that man, Tribal Chief. I know you heard me. He talked about how Brock gave Paul Heyman an F5, and he said he's at the hospital now, no longer at the local medical facility. At the hospital.
Amazing.
Yes.
I am the captain now.
Oh man, and then he gets interrupted by Drew McIntyre.
Ooh.
Yes, he comes out. He calls him the tribal queef. Interesting. Right. All right. He was like, he asked the crowd, he's like, right now I want to fight. He was like, who wants me to rip them apart right now? And the crowd goes nuts. He's heading towards him, and all of a sudden, you hear
it goes nuts. Oh,
I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh, hell no.
Oh,
hell no way.
You see Scarlett like in the distance, but you know that Scarlett at the top of the ramp. At the top of the ramp. All of a sudden, Karrion Kross comes out of nowhere, beating his ass. Bow, bow, bow. Bow, 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 bow. Take him over the stairs. Boom, 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 boom. Beating his ass, beating his ass, beating his ass. All right. Scarlett comes to his side, has the hour clock, sets it, puts it right on the floor, right in front of the tribal chief.
I've been watching all this like.
Right, tribal chief, he frowning. He got a big frown. He big man. He's like, who the fuck is you?
What? Right.
Looking over his brothers, man.
Yeah, right,
See this, man? See this?
That's awesome.
You just see Karrion Kross pointing.
Yep.
And then Cole was like, no, Pat was like, what does that mean? He was like, tick tock.
Tick tock.
Right. Karrion Kross was like, TikTok.
Yep.
I was like, oh, tribal chief.
Man. Oh,
we ain't worried.
My goodness.
We are not worried.
Dude, that moment was one of the most shocking things because, again, for those not following along, but everybody here is probably following along.
They are.
This man was fired. He was released. He was not a part of the company. Like, and this is one of Triple H's guys in NXT. You know, he made him champion. You know, like he's been taking care of him. And then he gets to the main roster. He's putting on a helmet. There's no Scarlet. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, he's wearing like half a gimp suit.
Gimp suit, basically. Like, what the fuck? He's losing to Jeff Hardy in his debut. Like, what is going on? Then he's gone. He's fired. He's in the indie scene. He's made a couple appearances here and there. You know, and then on the first SmackDown of the Triple H regime, and he's back immediately. That music hit in my brain. It took me half a second for it to process what I was hearing because I'm not expecting anybody to really show up. I'm thinking it's just going to be Drew and the Bloodline going at it right now.
Yeah.
And Drew's just probably going to take a beat down because it's 3-on-1.
Now, there were rumors in Twitter, but, you know, my mindset is fuck the dirt sheets. So when I saw that, you know what I'm saying? I was like, man, whatever. I have a strong mindset now. I'm this Jedi mind worthy strength right here. You can't fucking penetrate this dirt sheets. So I was like, no, fuck all that. I believe it when I see it.
We talked about this when we were talking about Edge and how Edge's videos never really completed on TV. They didn't show like, you know, it saying I am coming to what? It was just that. But then later on I saw a video that said I am coming tonight. But I didn't see them show that at the pay-per-view, or the premium live event. But that, I guess that was the complete thing of it. But the fantasy booking that I did was, what if that person, what they keep playing those videos, and it ended up being Karrion Kross because it fit the style. Like he had the jacket, you know, and I knew he had grown out his hair. Seeing him on the indie scene, I was like, it could be him. The body type, because Bray Wyatt didn't really make sense. You know, that body type, it wasn't wide enough. So for Karrion Kross, I was like, what if, you know, and the fire and everything, like they have similar types of styles to them. So, but even with that, I still, when the music hit, it was like I had no idea what I was listening to. And all right, it's like my brain is calculating, and I'm like, no, wait, what? Carry and I lost it. I'm telling you. My neighbors.
I didn't immediately text you because I thought you was watching it live. I'm like, I'm not going to spoil, but I'm just going to say, hey, are you watching SmackDown or did you watch SmackDown? Exclamation point!
Complete blackout, which doesn't really happen usually for Raw and SmackDown, but with this, the way this has been going so far with Triple H's era now, I'm just like, I just got a feeling like some things could happen, and I'm so hyped to see Raw and SmackDown. I'm like, let me just see it, and then I'll go check my phone. So I didn't get anything from anybody. I was just like, yep, I'm just going to watch this show. And I'm sitting here and I'm watching it. And my brain just fried. I was just like, oh my God. I'm yelling at the top of my lungs. No way. No way. No way. Like,
you didn't even respond to text message. You just straight up called me, bro. I was like, oh yeah, he saw it. He saw it.
I picked up the phone and I said, I can't just text you my response to this. My reaction to this. I can't. Like, there's going to be too many characters. It's going to be like, no way. No way. Like in a text message. I can't really get that across. Let me just pick up the phone. Let me call you. So I called you. I was just like, what the fuck did I just see? What just happened? It was just so great. It reminded me of when Roman had joined Paul Heyman and they had that reveal. That's kind of like the reaction that I had. But this was prolonged because, well, first of all, this dude was fired. The guy was fired. And then the last time he made his debut, Scarlett wasn't there. So to see Scarlett and him, so now we get the traditional entrance from NXT.
Yes.
Holy shit.
Hourglass and all.
Wow. It was amazing. Just amazing. I'm so happy to see him back.
Hey, look at me. I am the captain now.
Course correction. Immediately from Triple H.
What is this Vince McMahon dust over here? This might be clean. Sterilize this shit.
Exactly.
Get some spray. Get some Lysol.
Oh man.
Clean this shit up.
Hunter's kids are coming home, man. They are coming home. He's put the signal in the sky. They're all seeing it like, oh, it's time, right? Right, exactly. It's just like that. Just shining in the sky. Little Triple H is like, oh, okay.
Oh.
It's time. Dude, Tony Khan, I'm telling you, man, you better talk to your boy Adam Cole. You better make sure he's not getting text messages.
Get on your shit.
I'm just saying.
Get on your shit.
Because that's another one. I'm sure he was pissed. He was pissed to lose Adam Cole. So now,
that dude is nothing but he is. You know what? That's why MJF said fans don't know shit. Tony Khan is a prime example of a fan booking a fucking wrestling show. Fans have no business booking shows, and Tony Khan is a fucking prime example of it. Yeah, I said it, and I want all the smoke with it. Bring it. Bring it. Bring it.
Well, you about to get it, man.
Oh, I will.
Yeah, sure.
I will.
Oh, but definitely, I think that, right now, just the good vibes going on in WWE. There's going to be a lot of these wrestlers. They're going to look at what's going on over there, especially the former NXT wrestlers that experienced being under Triple H, that knows that there's so many people that have respect for him that left because it was not him running everything. It was Vince, and Vince didn't really care about what they did on NXT.
Does Bronson Reed come back?
That what?
I said, does Bronson Reed come back?
I mean, right now, it just, like names like that, you name it. I mean, there's so many people. Tegan Knox, I can see.
Oh my God!
It's open season. Anybody that's not under any kind of long-term contract or like signed, sealed, delivered contract, best believe there's a strong chance that they're going back to WWE because
Mia Yim might come back. I know she's with Impact, but I know Impact contracts are like structured like per TV episode somehow. It's like that, but she might come back, man.
There's a possibility. And also, too, I'm not going to rule out the idea of Triple H being open-minded enough to have cross-promotional things going on between WWE, New Japan, Impact, and maybe even
but New Japan
AEW.
Are partner up with AEW. Maybe they'll...
Yeah.
No, fuck you.
Yeah, right.
See what Papa H talking about.
Right.
He got a real business.
We got real business over
Infrastructure.
Here. Hold on. Oh man, dude. Actually, too, another thing that this opens up is, Jay White, a dude that I have a whole lot of respect for. I mean, if I'm Jay White and I'm looking at the landscape right now, the AEW is like full of wrestlers. Like they have their roster is swelling right now.
Yes.
Like, why wouldn't a Jay White look at what's going on right now with WWE and say, I actually have a better chance of standing out and shining in WWE than I would in AEW.
That's a good point. That is a very good point right there, because he'll blend in with AEW. He kind of already has.
Right.
Because I completely forgot about Jay White.
Yeah.
But if he was to come to WWE, oh my God, he would stand the fuck out.
Right.
He would. The Switchblade, and I bet Papa H will let you keep that.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
you could be the Switchblade.
Dude,
with the WWE.
Bring
under
that.
the WWE
I want that here. Yes. Yes. Could you imagine Finn Balor, AJ Styles, Switchblade?
Dude.
Like, oh my God. It's right there. It's right there. And I think I would have never said this under dude, I would have never said this under Vince McMahon, but under Triple H, under Papa H,
yes,
I feel like this is, oh my goodness, like it's never felt so realistic for something like that to happen. So true. Now, hey man, all bets are off. We can see things like this. We can see things like Ciampa become #1 contender for United States Championship. We could see Walter versus Shinsuke. We could see Shayna Baszler challenging for the women's championship. We can see Karrion Kross and Scarlett make a return.
Yes.
Awesome.
And I want the listeners and viewers to understand the excitement why we have for Papa H, is because we've seen the work already. This is nothing like, we're just predicting. We saw what he did with NXT Black and Gold. Now you get to learn from some of those mistakes he did too as well. But we've seen what tournaments, cruiserweight tournament, partnering with certain local promotions, even when he was partner with Evolve. Exactly, man. Yep. So all this is very exciting because now he is the captain now.
Yes, dude. It's a great time. As a wrestling fan, it is a great time right now because you have WWE being something so fresh right now, and like the person in charge is just he's in tune with what wrestling fans want. It's so much fun. It's so much excitement. And you're actually excited to see Raw and SmackDown every week. It's not like
tomorrow,
right? Like literally, I can't wait. What else is he gonna do? Like in my mind, Cleveland. This is happening. My man, Johnny Gargano potentially coming back. I'm here for it. Let's go.
Yeah.
So man, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun seeing all this. I'm still on a high from all this. So, are there any final thoughts that you have before we call this? Because this has just been amazing.
I just want to continue this wave of momentum and see what he can just do with it. See what he does with one of the big 4 pay-per-views like Survivor Series. Can he bring excitement back to a long forgotten one of the big 4 pay-per-views? I'm curious, man. So it's just this new car smell, and it's just a very exciting thing, man, because we know what Triple H or Papa H can do.
Mm-hmm.
He's bringing balance back to the world. The balance,
dude. You know what? Like, hey, I concur with you, and I'm just gonna say, hey, let the countdown begin for my man Johnny. Let it begin. Let's go. He's next. He is next to return. Yes, Johnny Wrestling. We're waiting for you. We're ready for you.
That'd be the right crowd to do it, because they'll give him a hell of a.
This is for you. Oh, I turned it up.
Oh man.
Oh,
it's oh my God. I can't wait. Dude, exciting tag teams are back now. He's gonna like restructure tag teams and make it more exciting and make it important again. So I can't wait for all of that, man. So yeah, absolutely. I am excited. Let's go. Let's fucking go.
And with that said, that's gonna do it for this episode. But before we go, Devin.
Yes.
Please tell us on the last day of Tribal Chief Week.
Tribal Chief Day.
Please tell the people where they can catch us.
Yes, all the time. You can find us on the various social media platforms, and I will go down the list. We have Facebook, awesome Facebook group too, Clark Street Wrestling Community. Shout out to you guys who keep on posting, showing love, making wrestling feel fun again. That's what it's all about. Have fun with wrestling. Yeah. Let's have good debates. Let's have great conversations. Let's understand each other's perspectives. All right? That's what I love about our Clark Street community. So if you want to have fun with us, if you're a fan of wrestling, Impact, NXT, Ring of Honor, what I say? AEW. Out about them.
Oh no!
WWE is taking over. I swear, bro. I even forgot. Real quick, I even forgot Battle of the Belts was on, bro. I was like, I didn't even know until I saw it on Twitter. I was like, oh yeah, Battle of the Belts. Let me watch that. Fell asleep.
Oh man. AEW fans, I swear we love all wrestling. We love all the different promotions. But damn, Tony, I'm sorry.
I just gotta keep it real. All right. But if you're a fan of all those promotions,
thank you, Papa.
Yeah. And by the way, I will be going to my first ever live Impact show for Impact Emergence that will be in Cicero at the Cicero Stadium. Can't wait. Bringing my son with me too. This will be his first wrestling show ever. So shout out to my son, my first boy. What up, Junior? Little tribal chief. We gonna rock. We're gonna rock head of the tables. We're gonna be in there representing what our ones up. Where Moose at? Hey!
You got all the smoke here.
Look at me! Hey! Acknowledge me, Moose! Oh yeah, I want on smoke.
Oh my goodness!
Shout out to our Instagram, TikTok.
TikTok.
Yes,
motherfucker.
Yes, there we go. Twitter. For all those social medias on the One Stop and Shop website, where we have all of our podcast audio needs for you in video at ClarkStreetWrestling.com. ST for the abbreviation. We have also our lovely merch, like this lovely shirt.
Merch.
Yes, and it's still hot. So you know what that means. Get your beach towels. Get your ass off that hot ass sand and get your beach towels, all right? ClarkStreetWrestling.com/store for your pleasure. It is decided on the last day of Tribal Chief Day. And what a Tribal Chief week has it been. We the ones of podcast. Remember that. We want all the support. We want it.
Absolutely. With that said, that is going to do it for this episode. For Devin, I'm Hafeez. We'll catch you guys next time. Peace.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening to the Clark Street Wrestling Podcast on Tribal Chief Day. Let's go. We the ones. Hey, circle debate. We want all the smoke. We want it. Debate coming soon.
Yeah.
Fees is starting to remember now. So you know what that means. It's just getting close.
We come for you.
Ooh. Yeah, y'all want that. A-Dub. You want to debate that A-Dub?
The rankings.
Yes, the rankings matter. Rankings.